On to our chief meteorologist, Scott Paget, talking obviously about Hurricane Harvey. And for those maybe who didn't have a chance to dip in during the day, and this is kind of the first knowledge of what's going on tonight, the timeline for coming to shore has pushed back slightly.
Pushed back a little bit, possibly maybe 3 to 4 in the morning. We were thinking maybe 1 to 2. So
we're
it's pushed back
Saturday morning.
Yeah, Friday night to Saturday morning. So slow down a little bit. We'll walk you through that here coming up in just a second. Want to also get you on out of the door this evening if you're getting out of the door this late for some odd reason. We do have some showers that are on the radar. Let's take a look at what's happening right now. We saw some showers today, not really because of Harvey, but because of the tropical moisture in place. We saw a lot of heavy rainmakers. Now, as you take a look down towards the south, let me move the radar up just a bit more. Near Meridian, that's where we do have some pockets of some heavier rain holding together, widening out the view even more. Also to the south and southwest of Hamilton, we have some pockets of some heavier rain. Today, in some spots, we saw 1 to 2 inches of rain. Those storms that popped up, kind of slow movers, and dropped a large amount, causing some area flood advisories. Nothing happening for us tonight here in the Metroplex. Maybe a little bit of light rain here or there around. We're at 78 in Allen to 80 in Keller, 82 in Arlington, and overnight tonight, we don't cool down much more. Maybe into the mid to the low 70s in some spots, but the humidity definitely is going to be there because we have this tropical moisture in place. So walking through the day tomorrow, by the time we go into the afternoon hours, your rain chance only 20%. We'll see 86 degrees as the high temperatures. So tomorrow morning, maybe a couple of showers around out to the west. Into the afternoon hours, not a whole lot. But then Saturday, storms to the south because of Hurricane Harvey. As you take a look right now, that center of circulation well offshore, you can see that the radar has maybe a few outer bands trying to push their way on in. The hurricane hunters continuing to fly their way on through, looking at a surface pressure there of 966 millibars. They'll continue to do that. But taking a look, there are hurricane warnings from Port Mansfield stretching all the way up through Corpus Christi, also up to near Port Lavaca. And we're going to go there in 1 second to Jason Allen, but I want to show you the forecast track because this is the concern. The winds are sustained at 85, moving to the northwest at 10 miles per hour. By Friday evening at 7 o'clock, offshore still is a major hurricane, but then coming on shore very close to Corpus Christi, Rockport area. By Saturday, possibly 3 to 4 in the morning, still as a major hurricane, and then stalling out as a Category 1. So I wanted to point that out first, but let's take a look at exactly what we're going to be expecting for the timeline as far as the wind field. And by 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, you can see Port Lavaca already seeing some tropical storm force winds. Let's go ahead and go to Jason Allen, who's down there right now. And Jason, we've covered tropical systems before, and by 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, you're already going to be seeing tropical storm force winds, and maybe where you're standing, that water coming up.
Right, and those winds, Scott, that could get pretty substantial. Now, what we're feeling right now, this is, maybe what you would be used to feeling during a summer evening. Thunderstorms rolling in, and we're starting to see a few of those pop up in the distance. But outside of that, it's kind of calm. The water's just a little bit bumpy. It started to come up a bit, but I think more of that is because we're getting close to high tide than it is any sort of storm surge coming up. You really do start to feel a significant difference, though, and you know that when it starts to get up to 30, 40 miles an hour in that tropical storm force. And then I think, and maybe you would know more about this, if we're talking 9 feet or more here in Port Lavaca, I mean, that puts it well above where we're standing right here, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be seeing possibly 9 to maybe 12 feet right in the area because, Jason, where you're standing is on the right side of that forward center of circulation, the dirty side. So where you're at now most likely will be underwater. Do you guys have a plan to move further inland as this makes its way on shore?
Yeah, we do. So you can see everything would kind of push that way. That's to the north. So you see the oil and gas facility back there that's kind of flaring off as they get ready to shut down. So we're going to probably head back into Victoria, find a safe spot there to ride this one out. We don't want to be here when that storm surge starts coming in.
Absolutely not, Jason. Yeah, thanks so much for that. We'll continue to check in with you through the next couple of days. So as Jason talked about, storm surge possibly 6 to 12 feet right where he's at, possibly dealing with then the hurricane path. Harvey as a tropical storm right back over the same area of land. So the other concern as it pulls closer towards Galveston by Tuesday. This is going into Tuesday afternoon because it stalls out. Flooding rains continuing. Let's talk about that. Some forecast models forecasting possibly 30 inches of rain. There's Bay City, there's Port Lavaca where Jason is, possibly 22 inches of rain. Near Houston, maybe 16 inches of rain by the time we get to Wednesday. Here in North Texas, our impact's not very high. Rain chances sitting at 30% at least through the weekend into next week, drawing out, all depending on Harvey's track. You're watching CBS 11 The Ones for Texas weather. We'll be right back.